have a double stud construction. So I have a studded wall here and an outer wall, and they don't touch each other. There's a gap between them. This whole thing is full of insulation. I have 1 foot of insulation, and it's dense packed cellulose. These deep windowsills are a great place. You know, here I'm using it to store my glasses. In the bedroom I use it as my nightstands so they can replace furniture. I think it's a very nice architectural feature. But that thick layer of insulation is what allows me to have no energy bills in this house for heating. And then my plug load, which are things like running the lights, running the stove top, running the oven, which is all electric. I have solar panels that produce the electricity needed for that. So I receive a statement every month from National Grid. I have no bills.
Do you sell back energy to them?
Yes. It's on a constant basis. It's always a buy-sell, and it's just taken care of automatically with the meters. I don't have to do anything. Product. Foam is low mass.
Okay.
So the house could change temperature fairly quickly. But using a high mass product, it maintains it.
I see. Okay.
Isn't this house also unfreezable?
Yep.
Did you ever think of a house being unfreezable? So if David left here and he went on vacation for 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
So these walls right here, they're packed with cellulose insulation.
Okay.
And that's what keeps this crawl space the same temperature as the house. So this is the fresh air intake. I have what's called an HRV, or heat recovery ventilator, and it's sitting down in my crawl space. Brings outside air in. I run it through a HEPA filter so it cleans out any pollen or dust. Then it goes through a heat recovery core. This basically picks up heat from the outgoing stale air so that this air becomes tempered. I keep exchanging the air. It's fresh, but I don't lose the heat.
So you're mixing the heat, the heat that would have been lost normally, you're mixing that into the fresh air that's coming in.
Well, the two air streams never touch each other, so there's no cross-contamination. But it's just through a core which changes heat, much like a radiator does on a car.
That's very nice.
So a lot of chemicals, a lot of oil.
That's in the spray foam?
Spray foam. Well, with cellulose, it actually, because I'm recapturing something that otherwise would be a waste product, and I'm reusing it, I'm capturing carbon that otherwise would be released. So this is more carbon neutral or carbon negative depending on exactly what formulas you choose to use.
And again, what is the cellulose, what is that made, composed of?
Well, it's 85% recycled paper goods, such as cardboard, newspaper, paperback books. The manufacturer that we buy from, which is National Fiber, they have the highest quality of any type out there because they only purchase pre-consumer waste.
Okay.
Meaning that it was overstocked books that were bought back by the publisher, never in circulation. The reason why that is so important is quality control.
Right.
We know that no one bought that newspaper, threw it on a floor in a garage, soaked up oil with it. There's contaminants with other brands. National Fiber says, nope, 100% of their product is going to be clean. That translates into a higher R value because there's more control.
Right.
So it's a better situation for the homeowner. And in my case, you know, I know that there's nothing in my walls like plastic chunks or bits of oil or whatever running as electric, which is perfectly fine. My house was still very efficient, but it was inexpensive to do it right away, to install it. It wasn't until just recently that I put that unit in, you know, mainly because I love to learn about these types of systems. But this guy extracts heat out of the air, concentrates it so that it can bring up the water to the temperature that I want, which I have it set at 120. In the process of doing that, it does cool the air and dehumidify the air. Now remember, I need dehumidification year round in this house because it's built so tight. I don't have drafts at all. So that dehumidification is a positive thing all year long. The cooling effect is negative for a few months out of the year for me. But because of the layer of insulation that I have, my winter that my house sees is different than most people.
Right.
Most people see a 6-month winter. Well, I see about a 3-month winter because of the layer of insulation and the way that the internal gains will affect it.